Well, in the news just coming in this afternoon, the UK High Court has refused to grant bail to Nirav Modi. This is the latest that's coming in from the UK. Nirav Modi's counsel had proposed 16 hours per day of electronic tagging if he was granted bail. But that's a major setback for Nirav Modi. He has not been allowed any bail in that case. And he's, of course, the Indian authorities are seeking his extradition back to India. For more on this, I'm joined by our London Bureau Chief, Mandy Clark. Mandy, what has the court said in this case?
So this was a very long bail hearing. It lasted all day yesterday, ran on to today. And today the judge did her summing up. And ultimately, she said she didn't buy the arguments the defense gave that he wouldn't have access to funds that would make him a flight risk. He simply didn't have enough ties to the UK. And finally, she really believed that he was responsible for interfering with witnesses. And that was a real risk. So with all that evidence, she felt that he should remain in jail for the hearing.
Right. And of course, the defense had, the government lawyers had, of course, argued that Nirav Modi had a strong disincentive to surrender. He had resources and determination not to face the extradition trial and the trial that's ongoing in UK. So in terms of what happens next now, he's not been given bail, Mandy. What happens in the case next?
So that was his last time to apply for bail. He's done it. This was his fourth time. It went to the High Court. There's no appeal process. He is going to remain in jail. The next court hearing now, we go back to the Westminster's Magistrate Court, where this prima facie case is hearing about the extradition. That is going to be he won't appear in court on June, but at the end of July, when the case management hearing begins, when they decide how the case will be heard, we will see him in court then. But until then, he will remain in custody in the Wandsworth jail. What's interesting is that they did also provide medical records of his condition in jail. Now, that was not available to the open court, but there's certainly concern about his health in jail.
They did bring up their health and medical conditions. Also, Nirav Modi, Mandy, recently was also seen, not recently, a few months ago, of course, seen shopping around London. That had provoked a lot of anger back home as well. And the Indian authorities have been, hammering along to get Nirav Modi back. And this is one more step closer to that, possibly.
Yes, and even the defense said that the conditions of Wandsworth jail aren't ideal, so they'll be looking to expedite this case. We've seen, of course, with the Vijay Mallya case, which is a very similar extradition case, it's dragging along. Even though it's the same defense team, in all likelihood, this might be slightly speedier just because the conditions that Nirav Modi is currently being held he is finding quite challenging. That's what we're getting the sense. So we might see a slightly speedier extradition case than we have seen in the past.